Have you ever taken one of those career inventories or those assessments in high school? You know, the ones that you take right before you're about to leave home and go out into the world? Well, I took several, and the results consistently pointed me towards a career in the human services field, like being a social worker or a rehabilitation counselor. Let's just say I wasn't having it. I was not convinced. You know, I grew up in somewhat of a small town, and looking back at it, I was very idealistic, and I did not have any positive thoughts or associations related to those types of jobs. Nobody that I knew showed me how fulfilling or how rewarding that type of work could be. But today, I'm going to tell you why I'm glad I chose the path of becoming a licensed therapist and how it ended up coming back full circle. Hey there, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I'm Montina, licensed clinical mental health counselor and a qualified clinical supervisor. And today I am going to share with you some of the reasons why I chose to become a licensed therapist and why I still practice almost 10 years later. I can't even believe it's been 10 years. But before we get into it, I would like you to click the subscribe button, like this channel. I'm looking forward to building a relationship with you, and I want to make sure that you get notifications about when I post other videos. I'm also looking forward to hearing more about the other types of videos that you would like to see from me. So here we go. So first of all, I had no idea that you could do something like be a therapist and help people in that way for a living. So the people, or maybe I didn't see myself doing it, right? But growing up, I saw my mom and the other people around me work in factories and other types of industrial jobs for sometimes like 12 hours a day. But I knew for sure I did not want to do that. So when I started to do some research on the things that I could do, I started to think to myself, I like to shop. I like fashion. I could be a buyer. I could shop all day. And I secretly wanted to also become a singer, but I thought that was way too risky. So I started to do some research on schools and the schools that I could go to and the places that I could work. And in college, I got internships and opportunities to work in the industry. But at the time, I was still looking through those rose-colored glasses. I was not really thinking about what was truly aligned with who I was as a person. When I took tours or I shadowed someone, I was so in awe of the possibilities. And when I would visit these type of places, it made me even more intrigued about being a buyer and being in the retail industry. But then I kept going. I got my first big girl job. I became an assistant buyer for a private retailer here on the East Coast. But it did not take me long to realize very quickly that it was not what I had conjured up in my mind. It was not what I was thinking. It did not take me long to realize that the corporate environment is not one for feelings. So as time went on, I found myself wanting to do more of what I knew I was good at, and that was helping people. Now, it does sound cliche, but it was my truth, and it still is my truth. At the time, I just didn't see how what I was doing, where I was working in corporate, how it was impacting people's lives in a meaningful way. So I went back to school. And while working full time, I completed my classes at night. It took me about 2.5, 3 years to finish. Your girl was tired. But I finally finished and I graduated cum laude with a master's of education in counseling and development with a concentration in clinical mental health. And now, fast forward to today, I get to do what I love every day. So now let's talk about the main reasons why I chose to become a licensed therapist, but also become a licensed therapist in private practice. Number one, it came naturally to me. So since I have been in high school, I can remember being a listening ear for people around me. I did not have the words for it at the time, but I have mostly always been empathetic towards others. Recently, I did a spiritual gifts assessment, and I learned that my top 3 spiritual gifts are mercy showing, exhortation, and shepherding. And that is a fancy way to say that I really value guiding people through challenges and to growth and healing. And the second reason is that I am committed to making a difference and making an impact. So because it is ingrained in me to encourage and support others, I know that when I do this, it ultimately impacts everyone else who that person interacts with. Change can be really hard for some people. I know it's hard for me, and helping others take small, consistent steps in their life towards their own goals is really what I love to do. Now, the third reason that I became a therapist is that it stretches me, all right? So since I have been in private practice for nearly 10 years now, I truly have been stretched, okay? As a therapist, I am not immune to challenges, right? My business has seen many life changes, and some normal and some almost catastrophic changes, if you want to be honest. Maybe I'll make a video about that a little bit later. But through it all, I have learned to lean into and accept the challenges that come as a chance to learn and grow myself in multiple ways. So, for example, I have had the opportunity to improve my leadership skills by growing a team. So I own a group practice, and I've had the opportunity to lead the people that I work with and provide coaching and growth in that way. I've had the opportunity to overcome my fear of public speaking, y'all. I swear, every time I would get up and talk in front of a group, it would feel like there would be cotton balls in my mouth. But now I've had the opportunity to speak in front of large audiences about what I care about. Lastly, being a therapist has expanded my worldview. I've had the privilege to hold space for some amazing clients, and their stories have helped me expand my heart and expand my mind. So I'm so grateful for my clients. Now, the fourth reason is for personal and professional independence. So let's be honest, there are some pros and cons of being an entrepreneur and a business owner. And it's not for everybody, right? But after leaving corporate, I vowed to myself that I would never, ever be in or create a toxic work environment for other people. It's just not worth it. So throughout that time that I was there, I learned what I truly valued, and I found ways to incorporate that into what I do every day. I could not be here without the support of my family, my husband, the people that I work with, vendors, and my clients. So if you are considering starting your own business, please get the support of the people that are around you, the people who show you that they love and care about you. So, but more specifically, being a therapist allows me to work and practice in a way that is authentic to who I am. That means I can be myself while I'm working with clients. I can show up in an authentic way that is aligned with who I am. And the last and final reason that I became a therapist is that you deserve it. So this may sound weird, but I want you to hear me out, right? So the more time I spend in the industry and the more obstacles that I see my clients face on a daily basis, the more I have come to believe that you deserve a space and opportunity to heal and work through the challenges that you have with your mental health. So my group practice, Myers Galloway Counseling, is based in Charlotte, North Carolina. Our specialty is helping Black women heal from the negative mental health impact of parentification. So what that means is growing up too soon, or instead of your parents taking care of you, you ended up taking care of your parents from a very young age. So some of my clients have been caretakers in some way, shape, or form from as early as 6 years old, if you can believe that. So Black women who have been parentified have rarely or if ever had the chance to think about themselves. And so I truly believe that my clients deserve this space. So that wraps up the 5 reasons why I became a therapist. I chose to become a licensed therapist, and I practice in Charlotte, North Carolina. I am so grateful for you for watching this video. So listen, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell icon for more empowering content. If you are ready to prioritize yourself and you need guidance on how to do that, tune into this channel. You can also visit the website. I'll link it below in the comments, and also some other goodies for you. So take care, and I will see you next time.